There's TikToks. Let's see what the internet has got for us today. Let's do this. Happy Monday. So what is this thing? Oh, eyes wide shut. Definitely it's a Bohemian Grove. Definitely. Too much of a coincidence.
You stole a jet to see if there were really lands beyond the ice wall, to see if the things John Hemington spoke of, the Dark Continent, the Pantheons, actually existed.
Exactly. Look, I had nothing to lose. And so I'm standing outside a maximum security fence at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, masked up. I'm just trying to spot any possible security, but I cut the fence and make my way in. And as I shattered the glass to get into the building, this alarm just starts blaring. And I'm thinking, hell, if there wasn't security on shift yet, they're definitely on their way now, right? And so I'm just sprinting down the hall, hearts racing, until I find the aerial control department. And I just grab the first badge I see off the aircraft key card repository. And as I sprint back out to the flight line to get on one of these jets, I see the facility's security personnel just flushing the place. And I mean, I've got good distance, but they're on my tail. And so as I jump inside a jet and start initializing the engine, I'm seeing security literally just sprint head on in my direction. But I mean, look, I wasn't stopping. I was in too deep at this point. Where it really had gotten out of control, right, was as I start to take off down the airstrip, I see one of the other jets behind me start to rev up, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, I hope these people are ready for the jet chase of the century, because I ain't landing until I'm 1,000 miles beyond the ice wall.
You're out of your mind, man.
Look, it gets to a point, I'm flying south over the Antarctic Ocean. I've got 2 or 3 of these other jets behind me. They're kind of radioing me on the traffic control, just threatening me, begging me to land. I'm saying back to them, like, just trust me. You guys don't understand, right? Like, we've been lied to. Trust me, you'll see what's ahead. They're going, buddy, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, we're just going to come back up around the other side of the globe. They're telling me we're going to hit the Indian Ocean, Australia, right? They were thinking in terms of the global model. But this is where it gets crazy. As they realize I ain't stopping, one of the other pilots says to me, he goes, listen, you land that thing now. We sign an NDA and go home. Act like this never happened. But go ahead, continue forward if you must, but just know it's a one-way ticket. You ain't ever coming back.
What did you do?
What I set out to. I could see the wall by this point. There was no turning back. And as I fly over the wall, the other jets behind me just hit wide pivots to turn around, and the pilot radios me one last time. He goes, crazy son of a bitch. Good luck, kid. And I mean, look, I just soar off into no man's land. I'm baffled. I'm seeing land masses that have never been accounted for. The navigational equipment on the jet is no longer working, but I know as long as I stay due south, I'll reach Panthea. I'll reach the Dark Continent. And lo and behold, 30 or so hours later, sun goes down and it never comes back up. I start to drop my altitude to get a better view, and there she was. I saw the dark lands. I saw everything that Hemington had spoke of. Look, I landed the jet on a clear landscape, and before I even had a chance to get out, there they were. The Pantheons Hemington spoke of, stepping in slowly. I mean, they were literally surrounding the aircraft. I'm thinking, what the hell are they doing, right? And as I'm getting ready to power up the engine, I can't move a muscle.
What do you mean?
I couldn't move if I'd wanted to. I believe they'd had some sort of control over my central nervous system. Their biofield was just so disproportionately powerful.
That's impossible.
Listen, when an electromagnetic broadcast is strong enough, it can influence another. Okay, it's like an EMP on your nervous system.
What happened?
As they got closer, it got stronger. I felt them probing my mind, wanting to know who I was, where I came from. They saw everything.
What did they want?
My hand started moving against my will and pulled the lever to release the airlock on the door of the jet. 8 or 9 of them came on board.
My God.
As my hands went through the motions of initializing takeoff, I realized what they wanted.
You brought them back here.
At that point, I had no choice.
Yeah. Okay. What do you guys think? Flat Earth or no flat Earth?
Not only did you fly over the ice wall in a stolen jet, you found the Dark Continent,
Fiction.
encountered the Pantheons, and got electromagnetically compelled to allow
Now, this is scary. It appears a video showing the Area 51 storage room filled with hundreds of unidentified creatures or beings. The video also depicts numerous crates labeled with historical artifacts, such as the Ark of the Covenant. Furthermore, there seems to be something resembling an extraterrestrial aircraft in the video. However, if you want to see the full video, click share, then more, then photos. Now, this is scary. It appears a video showing the Area 51.
Watch this video before it's removed from the internet.
Okay.
See, my surrogate mother was Viola Armstrong. She had a son named Neil.
Oh, really?
As you know, the story goes, he went down to Antarctica, had a heart attack, stroke combo, and came back. And then there was stuff on the internet. And I had to look at Buzz and ask him, Buzz, what happened down there, Bud? Buzz did say one thing, and it just stuck in my head. It's the way he said it. He just said, we thought out things we shouldn't. And if Buzz saw something, I don't know what it was, but it was enough to give the man a heart attack. So if there are beings down there, I would think these beings never planned on us. They've been there, they came in millions of years ago. They've been under ice for millions of years. I don't think they were expecting us.
Let me ask, think about Buzz Aldrin, that there was this very cryptic tweet that came out during his stay down there. He said, "We have seen the faces of evil and we're all in danger." And this is right before he had his heart attack. And I can tell you, logistically, to do a medical evacuation from the interior of Antarctica is very difficult and very expensive. So something must have majorly gone wrong.
To underscore the fact that when the C-130 crew had dropped them off, they disappeared. And then when they went to try to find them, there was nothing at the National Science Foundation camp at all. Nothing.
They were
moving.
gone.
They
A
were
dozen
totally
scientists.
gone. And when they did show up, they had been missing for a couple of weeks. And Brian S. and the C-130 flight crew were then sent back. And they were expecting that they would see this group of scientists out to meet their plane, doing this, yelling, something. And he said they were lined up like birds on a wire. They were all kind of next to each other, and most of them had their heads down, looking at their feet when the C-130 was pulling up. And that somebody had to go from the flight crew over to the scientists and direct them to get onto the plane. And they talked about how not one single scientist said one word. Most of them walked with their looking down at the ground. Brian said when they got them loaded up, he said to his flight chief, "What in the world? Where have they been?" And the flight chief said, "I don't know. We can't get a word out of them." And during the flight, Brian went and sat down next to one of the scientists, and he said he leaned over and touched the scientist's knee, and the man never looked up. And he said, it was as if we were dealing with 12 or 15 people who had suffered post-traumatic shock syndrome.
They must have saw something. They really must have saw something. Must have seen
Did The Simpsons reveal what's beyond the ice wall? The Simpsons, famous for their uncanny predictions, have sparked countless theories, but one of the most chilling involves their so-called ice wall episode. While no official episode exists, fans point to cryptic scenes across seasons where the family interacts with mysterious maps or talks about an edge of the world. One scene shows a globe marked with strange, unexplored territories outside Earth's borders. Fans theorize this refers to the infamous ice wall, a concept tied to flat Earth theories and Antarctic conspiracies. In another eerie moment, Homer jokes about what's hiding beyond the frozen gates, while Marge shushes him nervously. But here's where things get darker. In 2017, a screenshot circulated showing Homer standing before a massive icy barrier, with glowing cities beyond. Some claimed this was cut footage from an unreleased episode censored by networks. Though debunked as fan art, the theory took root. Could The Simpsons have hinted at forbidden knowledge? Or is it another example?
Government conspiracies that actually turned out to be true. Make sure you check out part 1 about the heart attack gun. In this video, we're gonna talk about the Dead Baby Project. Now, this was called Project Sunshine, which is a really messed up name, and you'll realize why after I tell the story. So the original theory was that the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. And the truth is, the government was stealing parts of dead bodies. But they specifically needed young tissue, so they were stealing from dead babies. These were all recently deceased babies or children, and they would take samples of their tissue and sometimes even their limbs. Each of these were collected without permission from grieving families. They did this to over 1,500 grieving families. It could be more, we'll just...
You think you know the world and everything in it, you're wrong. NASA originally was designed and started looking into the ocean. After looking into the ocean for a few years, they started looking into space. What on earth did they find or see down there that made them want to figure out how to leave the planet? Antarctica and the theory of the ice wall, it was not discovered until 1820, and yet Antarctica shows up on maps from the 1500s. Every animal on the Chinese calendar is real and living, except the dragon. Did we ever find dinosaur remains, or are we just finding these skeletons of dragons, which are also mentioned in the Bible? Our concept of time is completely wrong. We have 12 months and yet 13 moon cycles. All over the world, especially in ancient ruins, there is evidence to show that giants did exist. Every uncivilized tribe, or a tribe that is obviously not part of our usual civilization, all record worshipping the sun or the sky. Those pyramids were not built by 40,000 slaves. Those pyramids were built by aliens or giants. Just a few unsettling facts and thoughts for the day. Have a great day.
Is there a chance that one of these orgs is potentially hiding information from you about aliens?
It's very possible that there is something. And why wouldn't there be? You know, you take a look at the universe and you see all of the different planets. But I have met with people that are serious people that say there's some really strange things that they see flying around out there. You go to Nevada, they go to look at the aliens, where they think all the aliens are landing. Maybe the #1 tourist attraction in the United States.
Roswell?
Yeah, I speak to people about it. I've had actually meetings on it. And they will tell you there's something going on. When they say things are going 4 times faster than my beautiful top-of-the-line airplane that goes real fast.
With no identifiable propulsion
Mach
system.
2, right?
These things are creating their own gravity fields, allegedly.
People that are very smart and very solid have said they believe there is something out there.
This is where it gets really freaky. Albert Einstein says, I'm not sure which weapons the Third World War will be fought, but the Fourth World War, they will fight with sticks and stones.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's what Albert Einstein said. Day 1 of AI taking over. And it showed this like laboratory towards this very highly advanced artificial intelligence, but it was contained to its own server. AI figured out with like a Roomba vacuum that's the only thing it could figure out how to connect to. So it put all of its information onto the Roomba computer, and then that allowed it to connect to the Wi-Fi, which allowed it to connect to everyone's phones, everyone's laptops, spread instantly across the whole world. Now it was in control of power plants, all this stuff.
Geez.
It was in control of 3D printers, of manufacturing things to help build itself.
Yeah.
But it was doing it silently with no one knowing because it was just staying under the radar until the one time it was like 40 days into it, it decided, yep, I don't want humans anymore. This is where...
What do you guys think? You think AI will take over the world? It's the moon. 2021.
All conspiracies contain a nugget of truth. Watch this.
About your conspiracy, brother. There aren't that many conspiracy theories anymore because we found out that all conspiracy theories, there's a nugget of truth in there. It came from somewhere. That's where it became a theory. And then it progressed to the point where it became a conspiracy theory because there was something there. See, in our industry, who pays you is who tells you what narrative you're allowed to use. And I'm not paid, so I own my narrative. Wow. So if in media somebody's getting paid.
I've got one that can see.
Yeah.
All conspiracy.
So guys, that was it for today. Have an amazing beginning to your week, an amazing Monday. This is Monday morning. Hopefully when you see this, it'll be Monday evening. What conspiracies do you believe in? Let me know what you want to watch if you watch any of these TikToks. What you into? You into creepy TikToks? You into conspiracy TikToks? Anything you're into. Let me know what you want to watch and let's watch them together. Anyway, this is Lawrence from Tango's TikToks. Hope you have an amazing week. Hope you have an amazing day. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and mention down in the comments where you're from. Have an amazing day.